Last night I finally got the chance to see the SVU episode Intimidation game. Now, a lot of you here on this side of the Atlantic, on this poxy little island, the so-called United Kingdom, well, I've probably seen our American brothers and sisters in the gaming press and the gaming YouTubers speak upon this episode and show their disaffection for it. I, however, take a different point of view, and respectfully I'd like to give it, even though I disagree with some of my favourite YouTubers on this point. Basically, I actually believe the episode was reasonably well written. I have watched SVU on and off for a number of years and have very much enjoyed the show. And I do think perhaps, even though some gaming terms were somewhat crowbarred in, not horrifically, but there was a certain crowbarring, I'll admit that, you have to remember that a lot of the audience for this show probably are not gamers, you know? And I think maybe there's a chance we were just being a touch precious, you know? We all care deeply about gaming. That's what makes us gamers, you know. This is our medium. This is our thing. And when somebody attacks it, because we're so used to being attacked, we want to come out and defend it to the utmost. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know. We're passionate about this thing, and we love it. And that's a good thing. Passion is never wrong. But undirected anger always is. But I'm not saying we had undirected anger, I'm just drawing a comparison. The fact of the matter is, though, you know, they did talk about very important themes. Now, yes, there's always room for TV programs, especially dramas, you know, to overplay particular aspects of a storyline. That's what makes them dramas, you know. If they gave you everything that actually is as it actually is, it wouldn't be a drama. So the writers have to take an amount of artistic license with the subject matter at hand. You with me so far? Good. So when you have a series of young men who are probably in their late teens, early 20s, going and acting like spoiled children, but with the abilities of men, you know, there are probably some people who are like that, but the vast majority of gamers, as you and I know, are not like that, you know. And the ones that do speak in these profane manners about women and women in gaming and female game developers and so on, generally tend to either be much younger or of a much lower educational level than what their years would suggest. We know this. Right? And by slowly explaining it, you know, over and over and over again, eventually the message will seep into the general populace. What they have to see is us reacting properly, not being angry and shouty and just getting all up in it. We need to be calm, we need to be collected, you know. And when asked upon these matters, we need to be able to describe why what they have come to understand from shows like this is not necessarily the truth. Like I said, it was a drama. They take some artistic license. Now, some people have given their misgivings towards some of the dialogue used. Admittedly, the levelling up line, of course, is a bit poo. But, you know, writers do what writers do. They have to try and find ways to grab an audience. And an average audience person watching that will go, you know, that'll grab their attention, that'll pull them into the story. I thought maybe the second use in one scene of a first-person view down the barrel of a gun. When they did it at first, I thought that was kind of neat. But then they did it again, from Finn's gun. It's like, you pushed a trick, guys. You did the once, that was grand. Doing it twice, nah, you got a bit far. So, on balance, I'd actually say, as far as a Special Victims Unit episode goes, it was definitely in the mid-range. It wasn't one of their best, it wasn't one of their worst. And they've done some not great episodes, but most of the time they hit the money. Yeah. It was decent, you know. It said some important things. It dramatised some other things that maybe might anger some people, that these aspects were dramatised and therefore made bigger than what they are. Some cases much bigger, but, you know, that's drama. That's what happens. Some people don't get hold of drama and think it's part of life. Not as gamers. I mean, I'm just talking about the everyday man on the street. But we have to remember, you know, to stay calm, stay collected, and just hold together as a community. Okay? It was just a television show. And we all, you know, a lot of the gaming YouTubers are all like, oh, this will live in infamy, blah. You know what? Most of the people who were watching that show will probably watch it and forget it. Even the big fans of SVU, of which there was a fair amount of them, because it is a well-made show that's been running for a very long time, with a very established cast, and some particularly good writing. So, in closing, I just want to say, guys, just calm down. The episode wasn't that bad. You know, and they did mention on quite a few occasions that not all gamers are like that. That these particular individuals on the episode were a subset. They were removed from the norm. They did make that quite clear. And they even showed that, like, you know, Finn, played by Ice-T in the game, in the show, who is one of the mainstays of the show, has been in it pretty much, well, not since the beginning, but for quite some time, you know, as a gamer, which is interesting because Ice-T himself in real life is a gamer. So they used him as a conduit to talk to us. But what has to be remembered, and this is true, and this is very important, what has to be remembered is women are just as valuable in games, gaming, and game development, and games media, and game reporting, any sphere of the thing that we love, as we are. They are just as capable, just as important, also just as infallible. Bear that in mind. Everybody can screw up. Everybody can be awesome. Everybody can be average. In one of my previous videos, you may have seen it. Yay, the female gamer. I say these very things. It doesn't matter who, what, or where you are. You can be purple for all I care. If you're a gamer, you're a gamer. That's all there is to it. I think that's pretty much everything I can really ever want to say about this. Alpha Mega Sin, I am sorry, but I do disagree with you, sir. I do, however, love your content. And anybody else who thinks that way, you're very much entitled to your beliefs. But I just believe that some people in the YouTube land have taken this a bit far. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say. So I shall wrap this video the way I always do. Please remember to rate, favourite, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always, aye, no bother.